Hello to all of our beautiful listeners everywhere around the our planet called Earth. To all of our Earthlings, there you go. Maybe that should be our new catchphrase. Hello to all of our Earthlings.
You're not making this podcast scalable. You know that, right? What happened if humans start colonizing Mars? So are we excluding them 100 years from now?
Mm, Well, that hasn't happened yet, so until then, I think Earthlings sounds quite inclusive for now.
Wow,
Unless
morality is truly relative, eh?
unless if there are actually aliens that has made public appearances, then we probably might want to have to change the inclusivity terms and pronouns.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But anyway, besides inclusivities, yeah, we obviously we respect everybody from different backgrounds and different cultures. Just like us, we are potatoes who were raised very, very differently from one another. So you can tell this. So Billy here is raised in, I don't know. Were you raised on some sort of farm or something?
I was raised in a hydroponic plant
Ah,
in the planet Potatonia, and the planet
ah,
was about to
right.
blow up. So my parents sent me to Earth on a
Ah,
spaceship.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. So apparently I'm actually technically a mutation experiment, as you can see from my figure, right? It's very interesting. Somehow I can grow horns. Not too sure what the horns are supposed to be. I guess it's for self-defense, but I never get to use them because I don't have any violent tendencies yet. Which is a segue to our movie that we're going to be talking about, which is Killers,
Cross
a
culture.
very, very violent film that came out in 2014. It was directed by Timo Janto and I think it's his brother. What's his name again? Timo Stambuel. Yeah, there you go, Timo Stambuel. So, just to make it simple, they're called the Mo Brothers. This is actually a collaboration with film like Indonesian and Japanese filmmakers
Oh
together.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Uh, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This is probably not the first collaboration, but as in from what I have seen so far, this is probably one of my first exposure to this kind of thing. Because even in Hollywood, this is something that I don't think it's very common either. I couldn't even think of anyone that's a film that has collaborations with other countries. So you have stories with from different happening in different countries simultaneously.
And the culture and the setting of each country actually relevant to the plot, and it's still still
Mm,
cohesive and feels grounded.
correct. Starring Kazuki Kitamura. I've actually never heard of this guy. uh, I'm sorry. It's just because it's ironic because I'm I wouldn't say I'm a weeb. I don't think I am a weeb yet. I'm more closer to um
Apparently, it was in Kill Bill.
a wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Wait, what? Which one is it?
Kill Bill 2. Supposed
What?
Koji, like one of the crazy 88.
What? Okay. Oh. Oh man. Okay, maybe someday we should review Kill Bill then. So he's in that, and then there's also another Japanese actress that's from the famous Battle Royale film. She plays as a Go-Go in one of the Kill Bill movies because Tarantino really loves Battle Royale, and he's like, oh hey, like this woman here, she's such a badass. I want her to be in my film, and then she apparently says, yeah, sure, why not? Um, yeah, just yeah. I think can we consider Kill Bill as some sort of like
Oh, okay.
collaboration? No, or not?
Man, we should have done research before this, but as I'm reading right now, apparently he's also in the raid too.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he's in the raid too.
Oh, okay, okay. So we have him, we have Antara. I just started to grow to like this guy like a lot. So he's in two VHS shorts, for the VHS horror series. There's one in VHS 2. He's playing like this journalist who's
Again,
trying to do like a story. Sorry.
again, journalist.
Yeah, he read a journalist is investigating this weird satanic cult. Spoiler alert! But if you haven't checked it out, just go check it out. It's really really good. I think it's somewhere on YouTube like now. It just watch that segment alone. Don't watch the whole thing because it's an anthology series, so you have like a lot of short films that's
All right.
starting to get it. I just watch the Indonesian ones. Fucking great. And then also and what else is where else is he in? He's in that, and then I think he also plays. Oh yeah, he's also in the Raid as well, like the Raid 2. Not surprised. I think the Raid 2 is probably that it's like our version of like the Avengers. Everybody just comes in coming from like different movies and then like
Bam, bam, bam.
surprisingly,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the Raid 2. Like I've seen the first one.
You gotta be joking me. You're not
I'm,
joking, right?
no, I'm not joking with you.
No, I'm gonna kidnap you and make you watch the raid. And
Is
then
it
I'm
on
going to
Netflix?
make you watch The Night Comes For Us.
Is it on Netflix? Like both of them?
I don't know about the raid 2, but The Night Comes For Us is on Netflix. I'm going to say something a bit controversial. I have to say The Night Comes For Us is actually has better action compared to the raid 2. Although I have to say it has the raid 2 has a much more nuanced and more subtle and also more mature storytelling.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah, makes sense because you know they obviously improve the choreography over time, right?
yeah, I mean like it's the same core of like the same people work on it, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So this is a very I really actually I'm starting to really hate using the word interesting because it is interesting, but I think the more proper word is
Unique.
very unique and actually one of a kind as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I like think about it. Do you know any other film that has this kind of like collaborative effort? I can't even think of one now.
Transformers.
No, get that shot out of my head.
There's Chinese Transformers. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, probably not so much. And I don't know. I feel like arguably, wait, is Contagion something about like a story that's told from all around the world? Is it? Maybe a bit. But
What do you
Contagion,
mean?
remember the pandemic movie?
Oh, that one. No.
Probably not
That's
huge in emphasis.
that's a global scale thing.
But yeah, with Killers, right? Just to reiterate, it's a story about two killers. Well, actually, the story about like a serial killer in Japan who is very suave, rich, and basically seduce young women and then kill them later,
Yes.
and also record the killing. And about this journalist who's trying to uncover like the truth about this corrupt politicians, and that he got invested, right? Just to reiterate, not the comedy killers film, which I try to every time I try to Google killers, right? I keep finding that. But anyway,
Do not ever touch that ever again.
yeah. But yeah, this is a great movie, and it's very interesting that you get actually to see like there's a certain motive in this film, right? I think the theme is that the reason to kill, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like how everyone try to reconcile their urge to kill,
Mm-hmm.
one way or another, because we have the Japanese character, Mr. Nomura,
Mm-hmm.
the Japanese killer. He just killed for his own pleasure, and
Mm.
he actually enjoyed. That's why he comes more off as more polished, right? He's basically like Hannibal Lecter. Actually, there's a scene of him cannibalizing one of his victims, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's shown. It's shown in like, hey, yeah, this guy's eating someone's just like tongue. Is this a tongue or something?
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. It's just a piece
It's
of
very.
meat.
Yeah. It's
Raw, raw.
it. Yeah, it's the raw. And speaking of raw, it's also one of my favorite films too, which maybe I want to talk about someday, but
Next
we'll
time.
see
Yeah.
next time.
And then you also have Bayo, right? Who at first got intrigued by like this killing video. Is just interested,
Mm.
and apparently like he has some sort of like deep-seated anger that
I
once
I
he
thought
break.
initially.
Mhm.
I thought initially he's gonna like he saw like this video from this dodgy website, and I thought he's gonna some initially I thought he's gonna report to the police or something, but then when the scene just keeps going on and then I was thinking, okay, something is wrong with this guy. There's another
Yeah.
person with okay, someone like me, right? If I okay, first of all, I probably wouldn't even stumble that kind of video like, in the first place. It's gonna be you have to intentionally find that. It's not something that just pop out on like your YouTube recommendation and you watch it. It's like, oh fuck, what is this? You have to report to YouTube headquarters. Like, hey, this is a no video. Okay, could you please take it down? Something like that. But he did. He just keeps on watching it.
Because he was interested in it, right?
Exactly. So, um, it's not okay. It's not explicitly shown that he is interested, but the thing is, the scene just goes on and on and on, and to the point that okay, yeah, it's very clear this guy is not mentally well, or at least like he's not normal, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I suppose like because that's the thing, right? His first kill, right, is in completely in self-defense. He killed two street thugs, and then
Yeah.
still their gun, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very brilliantly done, directed with all the chaos and the panic, and like how everyone's
Oh yeah.
yeah
Definitely. Mhm.
panic the shit out of their mind.
Mm.
Um, but then like afterward, I think he realized that it's actually fun to kill. He tried to suppress the urge, but then the urge is there to begin with, right? Because he recorded, he uploaded, and then that's how he got in contact with Mr. Nomura, right?
Wasn't the first time he actually did the killing axis in the taxi, which is
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
it's a situation. Well, okay, so Nomura actively finds somebody to kill, but this is but from his story, it just kind of like the opposite. So he was dragged into this awful situation where he has to defend himself, and he basically has like no other option besides just to basically kill the robbers like when he's alone in this taxi with these other two guys, right? Kind of like
Who was about to rape him, right?
Rape him?
Yeah. Wait. You didn't get the context, like the subtext. They're about to rape him.
Wait, what? Okay, that's
What? You don't know? Basically, like
I didn't realize it. Okay.
so one of them like opened his phone, right, and then get to see the picture of his daughter, and then the other got really turned on, and because of seeing that picture, so they just want to do it on him. Yeah, it's very fucked up.
Oh, so they're basically trying to help him to let go while seeing the daughter on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's really messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I suppose like in this kind of story, right? How else are you going to make a normal functioning citizen with a bit of like mental issue actually starting to enjoy killing when at first they don't like they view killing as wrong even though they find it interesting. Like of course you put in a self-defense situation, right? I think I don't mind with the self-defense side, but then here's the thing: when he truly turns into a killer himself is when he actively like try to enact justice, right? His own version of vigilantism. Remember when he
Yep.
went to the corrupt politician's lawyer, like
Yes.
residential place. I have no idea what that's called. I think it's a house, but not necessarily his own house, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of realized that actually after watching it, actually I kind of somewhat skimmed through the movie like while you're watching it together. Well no, sorry,
For the
you're
second
watching it,
time.
and so we technically both watched the second time, but so you watched the whole thing thoroughly, but I'm just kind of skimming through it somewhat. Um, the, so Bayou, right? Like, so yeah, this guy, his name is Bayou. It does remind me a lot with like this Marvel character actually. I'm pretty sure you've known about him. His name is Daredevil.
Uh-huh.
So he, at least the one on the Netflix series, which is now on Disney Plus, it's just really weird. Because they bought the property. Um, he he wants to, yeah, he has the good intent to like help people with his violent like strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically to, yeah, so there's like this awesome
There's no strategy. He just basically walk in with a mask and with no plans.
yeah, I mean Daredevil is actually quite similar too.
Oh,
So
we're talking
he
about
has,
Mr. Daredevil. Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm just trying to like have like this like similarity, like comparison. So both of them, they go into a facility or a location where there is something bad going on, and they have the incentive to act upon it, right? Um, but the thing is here, they could easily just call the police, right, to take care of this, right? But they chose not to do it, and the reason they chose not to do it is because they actually deep down inside they actually enjoy violence. Like okay, so at least for Daredevil, he actually kind of fetishizes like a little bit of like experiencing physical pain. So he's kind of also like a little bit like mentally screwed up. Because like spoiler alert, his dad died from something. But I'll just let you guys find out like what is it. But his dad died, so he developed like this this mental issue where it's like, oh yeah, I kind of want to let out my anger, like somehow. So he kind of give an excuse to beat up people. It's kind of similar to Bayo as well. So he just have to do this because he wanted to have himself like some sort of excuse to seek justice, even though. Sorry. He just like, give an excuse for his violent tendencies.
In the
That's what I'm trying to
words
say.
of Deadpool, Daddy gotta vent some rage.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, with in this one, yes, you're right. It just is that he's somewhat mentally unclear, and I think he's very frustrated with his own situation, right? Because he's a failing journalist who failed to take down this corrupt politician, right, on his reporting, because everyone shut him down. He like semi divorced with his wife, so basically like they're estranged. And then like his wife's family basically like keep bad mouthing him, right? It's like, what have you done? Like you don't know shit.
Yeah.
So there's this hidden rage. Remember after he killed those two thugs, right? He actually fantasized of killing the entirety of the family. Yeah, because he has that inherent rage, all that pent up frustration.
I don't remember him wait,
He was on
fantasizing.
the like in the table scene, like
No,
when they're having lunch.
no. Is it he wants to actually kill, like he fantasized to kill like his whole family in the dinner table?
Yeah, basically he fantasized
Oh,
killing his
right, right.
wife, killing his
Yeah.
wife's dad, like everyone
Mm,
really, except the daughter.
mm.
Yeah, because like he thinks that everyone's making fun, like just laughing at him, mocking him.
But yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I
Mm,
suppose like it's interesting, right? Like you have this two spectrum. Like one is driven by rage, and the other is driven by pride and obsession, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically both of them are obsessed, but yeah, driven by pride and rage. So it's an interesting duality, and also I think it's also interesting that how they approach to killing people is different from one to another. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nomura will use charm, seduction, and also basically like is freaking rich, and the other is just basically um like like a burglar really with a mask on and a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although I still find it funny, right? This is the discussion that I had while watching on the film. I just realized the only gun that shows in the film is actually obtained from two random street thugs. Well, nobody else, not even the car politician and like his an entire small army of security guards. Like of course, although they have very big balls because they're very brave, none of them have guns. It's just some street thugs, and then he stole the gun after killing them.
Okay, I do know in Indonesia it's not easy to get a gun,
It's not
obviously.
easy, yes.
Well, but then again, if you are okay, because like later on in the film, the Bayu actually decided, well, not decided, like he has to make a split second decision of to basically kill the politician's son.
Ah,
Because
yes.
initially he thought that the politician himself is in the what do you call that, the sleeping in the hotel, right? Because he got the information from his lawyer, which he actually did torture by lighting him up on fire.
No, 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 no. Like he light the fire before. Like sorry, he tortured first and then get the information by beating him up, because apparently the lawyer is a
Right,
pedophile, right?
right,
And
yeah,
then he lighted on fire as a form of justice.
yep, yep. So after that happens, he goes into the hotel, and then when he enters the hotel room, he found out that it's not the politician, but it's his son. He's like, okay, okay. Um, and then the son, obviously got scared. He basically dropped down to the floor. He was reaching for a. It's actually just a like silver box. It's nothing actually, right? But then in the split second, I like in the movie that in the split second, it kind of shows like there's a bit of this um demented like delusion,
Yeah.
thinking that he's reaching for a gun even though he's not. So by instinct, he actually shot him just so obviously to protect himself, right?
Yeah.
And then and then
Okay.
it and then it backfired because
Because
yeah,
apparently
that's
it's
that's
just a
the
box
fun.
of drugs, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of drugs, and then because this guy just killed a
Semi-innocent, I guess. We have
uh,
no idea if he's actually guilty of anything, right? Other than
I'm pretty sure he's innocent. I'm pretty sure he's innocent because the
yeah,
thing is that I mean because it's this kid, and I mean unless the kid actually is using illicit drugs, then that's a completely different story. But
yeah.
uh yeah,
Like
basically
it's morally gray,
he
but for in the context of the story, he's innocent, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure he basically just killed an innocent person, and then it backfired because that guy is um belonging to a pretty you know important political figure, right? So there's like guards coming in from the lobby,
Mhm.
coming up to the room, and I'll just be honest with you, that's when the movie kind of just stumbles its way to the end.
I
It's
mean,
it's
he quite
it's
literally stumbled
very
physically, right? Stumbled through like wave and wave of like this strong burly man.
yes,
Although
it's
yeah,
also very unrealistic as well.
although I have to say one thing, right? Which is like goes a long way to show like how to put this, like like how you always have like generic security guards or like soldier or whatever you want to call them that works for the baddies, right? these are probably the most professional and men with the biggest like security guards with biggest ball in movies. Like nameless character, mind you. Yeah, because like Bio's holding a gun, and then they still surround him anyway, even though they're unarmed. Like literally, they're not even armed with a baton. They're just fisticuff really. And then they just still approach him, right? And then like one of them like tried to chase Bayou, and then apparently he realized like, oh crap, he's alone with a man with a gun in an elevator. And then like even as Bayou just point a gun at him and like say, don't say anything, he just casually just grab a walkie-talkie and say, he's going to the lobby.
I find that whole sequence honestly is really stupid. To be honest with you, that's you know like yeah from the whole chase within the hotel. I find it really it's too convenient, and also it just makes it because it's too convenient. It makes it kind of unbelievable. It also takes me out of the film like quite significantly as well.
Yeah, although I do wonder if they can play out his rage even more. Just basically like he just realized he's like in a very fucked up situation, and then like he just like get even more frustrated, and then he just basically like punch his way through. I mean, like I know, I like you can't expect like this washed up journalist to beat up like security guards, especially when he's outnumbered. But like it could be play out that way, I think, and maybe it still makes sense as long as it's executed properly. Because
I can't think of a way how you can fix that scene. I mean, it's quite tricky to work around, but
maybe less security guards, security guards, and then it's like actually because like he has this like mad dog persona and make actually the guards actually scared of him. Yeah, because that's the thing. I do feel like the ending really encapsulate this inner rage that he has, right? That all this pent up rage.
Because I really like the way the end actually is. It's sadistically beautiful. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's practically a mad dog, right? Well, actually, I think like if you try to, I think if we put an animal motif, right, then I'll say Nomura is a snake, while Bayou is this like a mad dog, right? Like dog with rabies. Yeah. So with Bayou, I think it'll be more interesting. Like I think it'll be interesting to play up his rage more often, because I feel like when he killed the lawyer, right? He light the lawyer on fire. I'm not saying like dying with like by burning is like pleasant or anything, but then like I think if you want to play up on his rage, maybe like you just beating him to death.
Oh yeah.
Just basically like a la Joker style.
Yeah. So like using a crowbar and then just like beat the head until it just basically becomes like a pulp.
Yeah. And then like basically having the lawyer just like no, rather than like just like he didn't say anything as he was lit on fire, just screaming, right? That's it.
But then still that's just their way to show that it's just a slow descent to like his own like madness, right?
I suppose because he's recording the whole thing, right? He's calmly recording this man's burning on fire.
True.
Yeah.
But then like back to that hotel chase. I think I don't know. I honestly think maybe you could not have a chase in the hotel, maybe outside the hotel. I guess that one would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But then yeah, it's a bit it's kind of tricky, honestly. I really this particular segment it's stuck out like a sore thumb because I really enjoyed the whole film. I like actually from something I really enjoyed except for that part.
I think in terms of plot point, right, it's still interesting that he killed the core politician's son, and then basically like him killing an innocent person because of like his quest for vigilantism, right? It's just that I think the execution, like the setting around it, it can be fixed.
Yeah. And I also noticed that even after he killed his son, he didn't really feel any guilt or anything. It's like, oh fuck, I just killed like an
He
innocent
did.
person.
He did. That's why he stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he stopped killing. Like he stopped going after this corrupt politician. He tried to reconcile back with his family.
Oh yeah, and then that,
and then the whole thing. All right. Anyway, actually, speaking of that, right? Because I remember you kind of complained because on the flip side, because this story is like plot A and plot B. Nomura is trying to basically get his revenge back on the pimp, right? By killing him in the bathroom.
Oh
what do you
yeah.
think about that? Like, I remember you have a gripe with that, but I can't quite remember.
Honestly, that's not really with the film. It's more of my I guess my little bit of my libertarian, I don't know, like mindset of like, oh, do you have to make every pimp a black guy?
Oh,
You know,
right.
it kind of just, I don't know. I think this should be the time where we probably might want to stop doing that. Even his managers as well is also kind of like a black stereotype, like a black pimp stereotype that you usually see in the other medias. Like, come on, like, okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's still done quite well. I mean, and also the guy himself, right? Spoke like perfect Japanese. Yeah, it's just, I think it's like, different culture, and probably they don't see it that way. They just probably like find the biggest, scariest looking dude who can play this character. But
I mean, like that's not like it's not a huge issue. It's just that because I think this is more of a personal preference, if that makes sense. I mean, the guy still does a really good job for what he has to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, just personal preference. I'm sorry if I come out as the stupid racist prick.
No, actually, you're being technically you're being counter-racist, but maybe taking it a bit too far. But it's alright. It's alright. Hey, we all have our own opinion. Anyway, but it's quite silly. How remember when he took Midori, right, the prostitute, drag out and then like knock her out and put her the the trunk of the car, and it's like just how convenient it is as he grabbed the shoes and the bag from the ground, as this two police officer approach him.
Yeah.
Like he looks suspicious as fuck. And then actually, the one of the police, which is who has a dyed hair, blondie, which I have a feeling, right? It probably in like Japanese culture. Usually, this kind of character they are depicted as like the lazy one, and the laid back one.
Like very chill, like very carefree.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Let's just smoke some weed.
Yeah, but then like in this one, he's actually the one that's more suspicious of Nomura, and then like the other guy, the more professional looking one, is just like, just leave him be. It's like, like maybe you should but it's very unlikely that that the guys are perp or anything like that. And then like there's a whole funny background event where Midori woke up, tried to get off the trunk, and then like he knocked her out again, and then, put her back in the trunk before the police paid attention.
And he did all that without making a single sound until he closed the trunk, and then the trunk just like boop, boop, like that.
Yeah, and honestly, I have no idea. I suppose like that's you can call that as a black comedy, but I have no idea what does people in Japan and even Indonesia think watching that scene. Like I don't know, like what's the intended reaction.
Well,
it is black comedy, I think, right?
For it's definitely black comedy, but the thing is that hang on, I did address that earlier too. During our discussion after we watched it together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe because here's the thing, because I've seen things like this before, and it's and yes, it is clearly a black comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that's why when I see it, yeah, I mean, at least the way we see it is funny because it's a more Western like approach of like, hey, this is like how this is this is funny because it's it's dark, but it's also kind of ridiculous in the sick fun way. But I think if maybe in Indonesia, I think if I show to somebody there, like let's say not my brother, maybe my cousin, they will probably be a little bit more freaked out.
Yeah, it's
Like
like, oh, come on,
they
just turn
actually be like,
around, right? Like
fuck,
they'll get very invested.
yeah, yeah. It was like, oh fuck me, they get like, what are you guys doing? You know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
which actually comes back to uh I think if you like the beauty of this film, right, is that no matter which culture you're from, right, it does actually get you to kind of um so okay, so like let's say if you come from a more Western culture, when you're watching this, you would see certain things in a certain way, and you will still be entertained. It's the same. It's almost the same thing that if you are let's say if you are in Indonesia or if you're Japanese or whatever you're from, like maybe somewhere in Asia, and you watch this, you will have a different reaction when you especially when you're seeing things like that.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
which which at the end of the day it's still entertaining, so you have different people, different audiences entertained, but their reactions and their feedbacks on seeing experiencing these things is gonna be a little bit different from one another. I can guarantee you that.
Hmm. And here's the thing, right? What I find interesting because in
Hmm.
my first watching, I always thought that like like the Japanese plot, right? Its plot line it's a bit weaker compared to the Indonesian one because nothing much is happening, right? It's basically about this guy, sees this woman, try to kill them, but then in my second watching, and after probably watching more other like how to put this, more other thriller film, I think it's
Hmm.
very well written as well. Like both of them are equally strong. The Indonesian plot is about a journey of vigilantism and like how it consumes his soul practically, and then the other is just basically like this dark soul and like how like why is he in such a state, and then like seeing how he sees the world, right? Basically like this nihilistic viewpoint where like nothing in life matters, like, and then it's just basically like just enjoy enjoy the killing, and then it's just like how
Hmm.
he has this obsession, right, protecting his
Hmm.
like obsession with his sister. Yeah, very messed up. Like he
Uh,
kept like his sister's dead body in the basement, but still hook up to an IV
yeah,
fluid as if she's still alive, right?
yeah. That's like, jeez.
You're like, oof.
um I actually even when I was watching it, right, first time, I kind of suspect she's probably, okay, like she's definitely dead, but I didn't expect her to be like that dead, like in that way.
What are you talking about?
Like,
She's still alive.
okay. Huh?
She's still alive, and like she only died after he burned the whole building down.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
No,
basically
no, no,
like
no, no.
basically he said his
You're...
goodbye. Everything has come to an end, and then like he doused her
Oh,
body
oh.
with oil. I'm joking. Like she's already physically dead, but then in his mind she's still alive. So that's
You
why he
sick
had that
fuck.
conversation. Yeah. Well, I mean, like everyone here is just sick people. Hmm. You know,
We all, it all takes one bad day.
uh, we still don't know who Joker is, but anyway.
We're all monsters on the, we all
Yeah.
have our own demons.
With the Japanese plot, I appreciate there's actually a character like Hisaya, right, where she tried to kill her own autistic brother because of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the financial strain and social
yeah,
strain because of it, and
yeah,
like it's probably strained
definitely,
on her mental health too.
yeah,
And
definitely.
then like basically, like Nomura thought that he sees a compatriot, right, another fellow killer, but then the thing is, like, I suppose, like circumstance and love makes things much more difficult, and I think that's what keeps us away from being a cold, ruthless killer. And I suppose like Nomura is just basically categorized with by his loneliness, right? His loneliness in the world. But then I would just hope I just wonder what the story will be like if there's actually another character from the Indonesian side that actually at least not necessarily kill someone, not necessarily about to, but at least have a certain how to put this certain philosophy on killing as well. It's basically maybe about justice. It's it's killing them wrong, or killing the bad guy, even though maybe it's the easier way to do. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if you introduce a character that's a lawyer, sorry, like a prosecutor on the Indonesian story plot, make him a friend of Bayu or something. I think that'll be an interesting perspective. But then I think it's I'm still happy with as it is, right? Because basically Bayu has a family that he wants to protect, right? He wants to keep. Yeah, so I suppose it's good as it is as well.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I okay. Even though I skimmed through it, I still think the Japanese storyline is it's done a little better. I would say compared to the Indonesian one, which is something that I did not really expect. Coming in, because it's because I thought that oh yeah, I've seen a lot of really good Indonesian films, and I've what else? Yeah, good Indonesian films. And I have a little bit of a stigma, I guess, when it comes to Japanese cinema, except horror movies. So when I am a bit shocked that they can pull off really good this really good psychological drama. I was like, oh, okay, and it's actually done. I would say this, the one thing I like, the reason why I like it more, because a lot of things are done very subtly, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
there's more subtlety with the Japanese plot, and also the fact that Nomura is such an interesting character, even though he's a killer. Basically, it's it's as if you're watching Hannibal Lecter himself. It disgusts you, but at the same time, it piques your interest, right? Your curiosity, what make this person tick.
Yeah, it's like watching while watching a car crash. You just you know it's wrong, but you can't take your eyes off it.
Oh boy, I mean, I hope that we're not these people every time. Let's say if we witness a car crash, it's not the first reaction that we'll do. Is that we'll pull out the camera and then record someone's dying moment. Oh wait a minute, the internet has forced make us doing that. Exactly. Asa, thank you TikTok. Thank you YouTube. Thank you Pokemon Go.
I don't think. Wait, TikTok? You mean you want to upload that shit on TikTok?
I think Pokemon Go. Thank you Pokemon Go.
Oh well, that's what thankfully the trend is basically dead. Basically dead now.
I mean, I myself haven't witnessed people uploading that, but I mean, there's the war in Ukraine as well. So, but anyway, yes. Continuing with the movie, right? It's just that it's like watching car crash, with his character.
Beautifully orchestrated car crash.
Beautifully orchestrated car crash. Composed car crash with music composed by John Williams.
Yeah, I wish.
I have no idea.
If they can afford him, yeah, sure.
And then okay. Okay, cool. So going back to that again. So I have to say, right, I have to give kudos to the actors here, right? So good for you too, Alcantara. I think you personified the that someone with pent up rage, right? But then Kasuke is taking it to a whole nother level, which basically I think I really like how this this crazy ass look and this psychopath character. Because I have to say, playing a psychopathic character, I think it's difficult. I think.
I think that one is depending on the person. So if the person in real life, if they're okay, in case you didn't know, right? I'm gonna talk about the voices like this is very briefly, a little bit. So the guy who plays Homelander, right? The knockoff
Anthony Starr.
Superman,
Mhm.
knockoff Superman, yeah, and then he star. He in real life, he actually assaulted a bar. I think he's a chef, some like in some sort of restaurant
What?
somewhere in Spain. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. He assaulted a chef. I think he like it was said allegedly. I think that he punched the chef twice, and then he broke a glass. He basically just smashed a glass through it, like to his head.
Holy crap.
And the reason is because he did that is because he's definitely drunk, most likely.
Okay, but
Yeah.
like how
Like,
long was this? How
quite
long
recent,
ago?
quite recent. I think around this, like
Wait.
yeah, like around. I think a few months ago, like 3 months ago, I think.
So hang on. So he actually did this after playing Homelander.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, go on. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what you're trying to
So
say?
I have a speculation, right? Um, you have to keep in mind that different roles are meant for different people. So yes, you have like talented actors who can play different roles. Like a more universal kind of talented person who can play different characters with different personalities and all these things.
You mean
But
Christian Bale?
if yeah, Christian Bale is a good example, or Jared Leto, even though recently he's he gets a bad rap, but actually, if you look at his other works, he can play really really good convincing roles.
mean,
Like he plays a
he
prostitute.
really killed it with Morby.
Morbid time, but anyway, I think no, because like I think for Anthony it's a bit easier because he has like kind of that tendency already like within him, But then because he's drunk, so that in there like Homelander just comes out.
Sounds like what Homelander will do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, the chef won't be allowed.
Even no, it's even better because the people actually wrote down like what he actually said there. It's like he said along the lines, do you know who I am? Do you know who you're messing with? It's like, oh, that's exactly what I would be saying.
I mean, it's
Hang
funny
on a
but
second.
scary at the same time.
It's funny and scary at the same time, and I think at the end of the day, he apparently just paid like $4,000 for £4,000, I think,
Holy
£4,000 to basically just for not to get him to jail. He has like a 12-month suspension.
Okay.
So
I hope that chef is all right and doesn't have long-lasting damage. Yeah. Oh.
And I also hope that Homelander will probably not get drunk as like that ever again.
Yeah, but so you're saying probably Kazuki Kitamura maybe have that psychopathic side of him, or rather at least that nihilistic viewpoint, because like just like nothing matters.
Probably. Well, obviously, because we're living in a civilized society, so a lot of people can control that, because I guess because if not, then our world will more likely be like The Boys. Everybody's always on the hinge for anything.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think the ending is pretty great. Although it's like, I like how Nomura just like randomly shows up in Jakarta, right? And then like proceed to kill Bayu's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, for no bloody reason other than just to provoke him, and I suppose like he's trying to teach a lesson, right? Like nothing matters. Is that the
I
point?
guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. Uh-huh.
Because I have no idea. It's like it kind of treat Bayu as like this friend rifle, right? Or something. I have no idea like how he sees the relationship.
I think he sees it more of so he thinks that he met like, oh hey fellow killer, let's try to see how many people we can kill, like for like their own like sick sport. Basically, that's what I get from how he thinks.
Basically, he's trying to cut off all of Bayu's emotional attachment, right?
Pretty much,
Because he himself cut his own emotional attachment with this. sister, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then also I like how disappointed he looked when Bayu gets kidnapped by the goons of the Nkora politician. It's just like, what? This is supposed to be my showdown, and like he proceeds to chase them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he just like grab like some random taxi on the
Yeah,
corner. He
kills
just kills like the driver.
It's like,
I,
no, no,
I actually
no,
find
no,
it
no.
really, yeah, I actually find it really funny. It's like, oh, okay. It's like so random. No, like just you can just like, imagine just like this guy, you know, minding your own business and reading like the latest news, and then some guy just approach you, just stab you out of nowhere.
But yeah, I like the final showdown as well. It really shows the different viewpoint, and I think like shows that humanity in general, even though I suppose like there's always that darker side. I suppose love always prevails, huh?
Love always prevails. Love. What's that quote they give from the
Love wins.
everything everywhere all at once? Love always
Oh, be
wins.
kind. No. Be kind. Like
Be kind.
be kind.
Be kind.
Actually, I'm thinking about watching it again with some of my friends because last time I watched it, just me and my partner. But yeah, I want to show it to more people what a glorious movie it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
back to Killers. Like let's talk about depressing, cynical stuff rather than
The CG at the end when they're falling down is a bit. Well, it's not CG, but they just did it on the on a soundstage somewhere, like with the green screen in the background, and it just comes off very like last minute. I'm pretty sure they didn't have like a lot of time to work on that because it's a small production, and they're probably on some sort of time crunch to get this out, before they send it to like film festivals.
Probably.
Yeah.
With my limited knowledge on filmmaking, I think that in the hand of a more experienced filmmaker, probably they could have executed much better with using the same allocated amount of resources. Don't you think? Probably someone could.
I myself would give it. You'd be surprised. I'll give it an 8.
Oh yeah, I'll give it.
It's probably one of my favorite.
Like a murder thriller.
Yeah. It's not just Indonesian. Just a general murder thriller.
I highly recommend this movie. Really, I just wish that there's more movie like this. Like I really like this idea of this cross pollination, right? Like any genre really, and then you cross pollinate different culture, different ideas, and also different people from actually different places. And I think like you have this like I suppose it's rare for me, like how was like this interesting movie structure with plot and like like how usually it's done in TV series where you have like plot A and plot B running at the same time, but it's actually done very well and still interwoven very neatly. Looking at you, Doctor Strange, like with its weak ass plot A and plot B structure. But yeah, I really like it. I'll give it 8.5.
I would recommend to some people. Obviously, those who are into like horror or like these kinds of more graphical thrillers.
Personally, I won't consider it that graphical, to be honest.
Man, what is our next film? Would you still want to keep it a surprise?
I do know that since we're in the topic of murder thriller, there's another good Japanese murder film, right? It's called The Confession. I think it's an even older movie.
The Confession.
Yeah.
Okay.
France, right?
Okay. I might check that out.
Right. Okay. Cool.
All right. Okay. Where can we find? Where can they find us, Billy?
YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean.
Catch you guys later.
All right.
And cut.